Thus we have even today the blood-dripping nine-headed insect, which is, in fact, the descendant of that creature. 8 Rules, meanwhile, agreed to what Pilgrim told him and opened up a path in the water. Pilgrim, having changed into the appearance of the fiend, ran ahead while 8 Rules followed behind, shouting and hollering. As they drew near the Dragon Palace, they were met by the Princess All Saints, who asked, "Son-in-law, why are you in such a panic?" "That 8 Rules has defeated me," replied Pilgrim, "and is chasing me here. I don't think I can resist him anymore. You'd better hide the treasures quickly." In such a hurry, the princess, of course, could not distinguish truth from falsehood. She immediately took out from the rear hall a golden box to hand over to Pilgrim, saying, "This is the Buddhist treasure." After that, she took out also a white jade box and gave it to Pilgrim, saying, "This is the 9-leaf divine agaric. You take these treasures and hide them. Let me battle Ju 8 Rules for a few rounds, just to slow him down. After you have put away the treasures, you can come out and fight with him again." Having taken over the boxes, Pilgrim gave his face a wipe and changed back into his original form, saying, "Princess, take a good look and see if I'm the son-in-law." Thoroughly shaken, the princess tried to make a grab for the boxes, but 8 Rules rushed in, and one blow of the rake on her shoulder sent her to the ground. There was only an old dragon dame left. She turned and tried to flee, only to be caught hold of by 8 Rules. He was about to hit her with the rake, too, but was stopped by Pilgrim, who said, "Wait a moment. Let's not kill her. We should take a live one back to the capital, so that we may announce our merit." 8 Rules, therefore, dragged her up to the surface of the water, followed by Pilgrim holding the 2 boxes. He said to Arlang, "We're indebted to the authority and power of Elder Brother. We have recovered the treasures and wiped out the fiendish thieves." Arlang said, "We owe this rather to the excellent luck of the king in the first place, and to the boundless magic power of you 2 worthy brothers in the second. What have I done?" His brothers also said, "Since second elder brother Sin has accomplished his merit, we should leave at once." Pilgrim could not stop thanking them. He would have liked to get them to go see the king, but they steadfastly refused. The sages thus left and returned to the river of libation. Pilgrim took up the boxes while 8 Rules dragged along the dragon dame. Moving midway between cloud and fog, they reached the kingdom in an instant. Those priests who had been freed in the Golden Light Monastery, you see, were waiting outside the city. When they saw the 2 of them stopping their cloud and fog, they went forward, bowing, to receive them into the city. At that time, the king and the Tang monk were conversing. Forcing himself to be bold, one of the monks ran ahead and went into the gate of the court to memorialize. "Your Majesty, the 2 venerable fathers, Sung and Ju, have returned, bringing with them the treasures and the thief." On hearing this, the king left the hall quickly with the Tang monk and Sha monk. As he met the 2 disciples and praised them repeatedly for their divine merit, he also gave the command that a Thanksgiving banquet be prepared. "There's no need for you to bestow on us food and drink as yet," said Tripitaka. "Let my humble disciples restore the treasure to the pagoda first. Then we may drink and feast." He then turned to Pilgrim to ask, "You 2 left the kingdom yesterday. How was it that you did not return until today?" Whereupon Pilgrim gave a detailed account of how they fought with the son-in-law and the Dragon King, how they met the Lord Immortal, how they defeated the monster spirits, and how they finally wangled the treasures. Tripitaka, the king, and all his civil and military officials could not have been more pleased. "Does the Dragon Dame know human speech?" asked the king. 8 Rules said, "She is the wife of the Dragon King, who has given birth to many sons and grandsons. How could she not know human speech?" "If she does," said the king, "let her give us a complete account of the robbery." The Dragon Dame said, "I know nothing of stealing the Buddhist treasure. It was entirely the work of my deceased husband and our son-in-law, 9 Heads. When they discovered that the radiance on top of your pagoda was emitted by a Buddhist relic, They brought down a rain shower of blood 3 years ago and therewith stole the treasure. How did you steal the divine agaric plant? Asked the king. The dragon dame said, That was the work of my daughter, Princess All Saints, who sneaked into heaven and stole from before the Hall of Divine Mists the 9-leaf divine agaric planted by the Lady Queen Mother of the West. Nourished by the divine breath of this plant, the Sarira would remain indestructible for 1,000 years and luminous in all ages. Even if you just wave it slightly on the ground or in the fields, it will emit myriad shafts of colored rays and 1,000 strands of auspicious beams. Now you have seized these things, and moreover, you have slaughtered my husband and my sons, you have done away with my son-in-law and my daughter. I beg you to spare my life. We're not about to spare you, of all persons. Said 8 rules. Pilgrim said, Guilt cannot be borne by an entire family. We'll spare you. But you are required to be the perpetual guardian of the pagoda for us. Even a good death is not as good as a wretched existence. Replied the dragon dame. If you spare my life, you can do whatever you please with me. Pilgrim at once asked for an iron chain. After the attendant before the throne brought it out, Pilgrim pierced the lute bone of the dragon dame with the chain before saying to Shamunk, Invite the king to witness how we secure the pagoda. Hurriedly asking for his carriage, the king left the court hand in hand with Tripitaka. Accompanied by many civil and military officials, they went to the Golden Light Monastery and ascended the pagoda. The Sarira was placed carefully inside a treasure vase on the 13th floor of the pagoda, while the dragon dame was chained to a pillar in the center. Pilgrim recited the magic words to summon together the local spirit of the capital, the city deity, and the guardian spirits of that monastery. Food and drink were to be brought to the dragon dame once every 3 days, they were told, but if she ever dared misbehave, she would be executed at once. The various gods obeyed in silence. The pilgrim used the agaric plant as a broom and swept each of the 13 layers of the pagoda clean before returning it to the vase to nourish the Sarira. Thus it was the old had become the new once more, with myriad shafts of colored beams and 1,000 strands of auspicious air. Once more the 8 quarters could witness the radiance, and the 4 surrounding nations could wonder at the treasure. After they walked out of the pagoda's door, the king said, If the old Buddha and the 3 bodhisattvas had not come this way, how could we ever get to the bottom of this affair? Your Majesty, said Pilgrim. The 2 words, golden light, are not the best, for neither of these is a thing of permanence. Gold, after all, is an unstable substance, and light is air that flickers. Since this humble priest has already exerted such efforts for you, he would suggest that you change the monastery's name to Dragon Subduing Monastery. It will last forever, I assure you. At once the king ordered the name be changed, and a new plaque, bearing the words Dragon Subduing Monastery built by imperial command, was hung across the main gate in front. He asked for an imperial banquet also, and for the painter to make portraits of the 4 pilgrims. Their names, too, were recorded in the 5 Phoenix Tower. Thereafter, the king took the pilgrims personally in his own carriage out of the city to see them off. When they were offered gold and jade as a reward, master and disciples refused to take even a penny. Truly it was that. Fiends extirpated, all realms are cleansed. The pagoda lights restored, the great earth is bright. Then they departed. We do not know what their journey ahead will be like. Let's listen to the explanation in the next chapter.